Imagine going on a dream Caribbean cruise with your family, dancing, laughing, making memories. One night, you stay up late on deck with your brother. You go back to your cabin to sleep. By morning, you've vanished. No trace, no explanation. Security footage shows nothing. Your family searches desperately. Then, months later, sightings emerge. You've been seen in brothels, on beaches, calling for help. But every time someone gets close, you disappear again. This is the story of Amy Lynn Bradley. This is Cold Trail. Amy Lynn Bradley was 23 years old in March 1998. She was from Petersburg, Virginia, a recent college graduate with a degree in physical education. Amy was athletic, playing basketball and working as a lifeguard. She was confident, outgoing, and loved by her family. She had just finished college and was celebrating with a Caribbean cruise. Her parents, Ron and Iva Bradley, her brother Brad and Amy, boarded the Rhapsody of the Seas for a week-long cruise. It was supposed to be a family vacation, a celebration. Instead, it became every parent's worst nightmare. March 21st, 1998, the Bradley family boarded the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas in Puerto Rico. The cruise would visit Aruba, Curacao, and other Caribbean islands. Amy and her family enjoyed the ship. Swimming, dining, dancing. Amy met other passengers, socialized at the disco. Everything was perfect. A week of sun, relaxation, and family bonding. On March 23rd, the ship docked in Curacao. The family went ashore, explored, had dinner, returned to the ship. That evening would be Amy's last normal night. By morning, she would be gone. The night of March 23rd, Amy and Brad went to the ship's disco. Amy danced, met a band member named Alistair Douglas, known as Yellow. He worked on the ship's band. He and Amy talked, danced. Brad noticed Yellow seemed very interested in Amy, perhaps too interested. Around 3:30 a.m., Amy and Brad went out to the ship's deck. They sat on lounge chairs, talked, looked at the stars. Around 5:30 a.m., Brad went back to the cabin to sleep. Amy said she'd follow soon. She wanted to enjoy the morning air a bit longer. Brad went inside. That was the last time anyone in the Bradley family saw Amy. Around 6 a.m., Ron Bradley woke up. He noticed Amy wasn't in her bed. He assumed she was somewhere on the ship, maybe getting breakfast. Around 6:30 a.m., he went to the balcony. He saw a man in a white uniform shirt and a man in a white uniform shirt and black pants standing near the Bradleys' cabin door. The man seemed startled when Ron appeared. He quickly walked away. Ron thought it was odd, but didn't think much of it. When Amy still hadn't returned by 8 a.m., the family became worried. They searched the ship, asked crew members. No one had seen Amy. She had vanished. The Bradleys notified ship security. Amy was officially reported missing at 9:24 a.m., but the ship didn't stop. It continued toward Curacao port. The Bradley family was frantic. They searched every deck, every bathroom, every public area. Crew members searched staff areas. The ship's doctor searched the medical bay. Nothing. No trace of Amy. The ship docked in Curacao around 11 a.m. The Bradleys begged the crew to search everyone leaving the ship to stop disembarkation, but the cruise line didn't. Passengers and crew were allowed to leave freely. If Amy was taken off the ship, this was when it happened. The FBI and Curacao authorities launched an investigation. Hundreds of passengers and crew were interviewed. Security footage was reviewed, but there was no video of Amy leaving her cabin. No footage of her going overboard. No evidence of what happened. The ship's band members, particularly Yellow, were questioned extensively. Yellow claimed he barely knew Amy, just danced with her briefly. Other passengers said they saw Yellow following Amy around the ship. Some crew members failed polygraph tests, but no arrests were made. The investigation stalled. Amy's family was devastated. Where was their daughter? Did she fall overboard? Was she taken? Months after Amy disappeared, sightings began. August 1998, a Canadian tourist named Judy Moorer was on a beach in Curacao. A young woman approached her. She looked distraught, said her name was Amy Bradley from Virginia. She was being held against her will. She needed help. Before Judy could react, two men appeared, grabbed the woman, pulled her away. Judy was shocked, confused. She later saw Amy's missing person poster and was certain it was the same woman. She contacted the FBI, but by then, the woman was gone. Where was she being held? Who were those men? The Bradleys' worst fears were confirmed. Amy might be alive, but trapped. 1999, a U.S. Navy sailor named David Carmichael was on shore leave in Curacao. He entered a brothel. One of the women grabbed his arm. whispered desperately. She said her name was Amy Bradley. She was from Virginia. She'd been kidnapped from a cruise ship. She needed help. Before Carmichael could respond, a man intervened, separated them. Carmichael didn't immediately report it. He felt ashamed. When he finally came forward, investigators took him seriously. He passed polygraph tests, described Amy accurately. This sighting suggested something horrifying. Amy might be trapped in a human trafficking network. The investigation took a darker turn. The FBI created age progression images of Amy, showing what she might look like years after disappearance. The Bradley family never stopped searching. They hired private investigators, offered rewards, put up billboards across the Caribbean. They received tips, sightings, but every lead went cold. Someone would report seeing Amy, investigators would arrive, she'd be gone. It was agonizing. Tantalizing hope followed by crushing disappointment. The family spent their life savings, remortgaged their house, dedicated everything to finding Amy. But the trail remained elusive. Where was she? Was she being moved constantly? Or were the sightings mistaken identity? The uncertainty was torture. Investigators came to believe Amy was likely a victim of human trafficking. The Caribbean has known trafficking networks. Young women, especially tourists, are targeted, drugged, kidnapped, forced into prostitution. Amy fit the profile: attractive, alone on deck, vulnerable. The theory: someone on the ship drugged Amy, took her off the ship in Curacao, sold her to traffickers. The multiple sightings supported this. Women trapped in trafficking are moved frequently, controlled, prevented from escaping. If Amy was trafficked, finding her would be nearly impossible. Victims are hidden, threatened, moved across borders. The Bradley family faced a horrifying reality. Amy might be alive, but unreachable. Suspicion remained on Yellow and other crew members. Witnesses said Yellow was obsessed with Amy that night, followed her, made inappropriate advances. After Amy disappeared, Yellow claimed he barely knew her. Other band members' stories didn't match. Some failed polygraph tests, but there wasn't enough evidence to arrest anyone. The ship was registered in Norway, operated by a cruise line headquartered in Miami. Crime allegedly occurred in international waters off Curacao. Jurisdictional nightmares. No one was ever charged. Yellow denied involvement until his death in 2005. He took whatever secrets he had to the grave. The Bradley family believes he knew what happened to Amy. The Bradley family criticized Royal Caribbean's response. The ship didn't stop when Amy was reported missing, didn't prevent passengers and crew from disembarking, didn't fully cooperate with the initial investigation. The cruise line maintained they followed proper procedures, but the Bradleys felt abandoned, stonewalled. They sued Royal Caribbean. The case was settled out of court, terms confidential. Amy's disappearance highlighted a disturbing reality. Crimes on cruise ships often go unsolved. Maritime law is complex, jurisdiction unclear. Cruise lines prioritize reputation over investigation. Amy's case led to calls for reform, better security, better protocols. But for the Bradleys, reform couldn't bring Amy home. Over 25 years have passed since Amy disappeared. Her family has never stopped searching, never stopped hoping. Ron and Iva Bradley, now in their 80s, continue to receive tips. Follow leads. They maintain a website, offer a $280,000 reward for information leading to Amy's recovery. They've worked with organizations fighting human trafficking, raised awareness, helped other families. Amy's brother Brad has dedicated his life to finding his sister. The FBI continues to investigate. The case remains open. Amy Lynn Bradley is still listed as missing. Her family believes she's alive, somewhere, waiting to be found, and they won't stop until they bring her home. Amy Lynn Bradley was 23 years old. She was adventurous, kind, and loved by everyone who knew her. She deserved to enjoy her vacation. Instead, she became a symbol of the dangers lurking even on dream vacations. Her case exposed gaps in cruise ship security and the horrors of human trafficking. If you have information about Amy Lynn Bradley, contact the FBI or the Bradley family tip line. Someone knows what happened. Someone saw something. Amy's family deserves answers. Victims deserve justice. This is Cold Trail. Subscribe and join us. Thanks for watching.